Hello everyone, got a new tip and trick for you today. For those of you who like to render videos and compress them in a fashion where they retain their quality but have a tiny small file size. The program I'll be dealing with today is FFDROP. Actually, it's more like a script that accesses FFmpeg. You can get that online. Head on over to the forums at doom9.org and you'll be able to download that in a zip file. After you've downloaded it, save it to your desktop, and then once you're on your desktop, extract the folder inside of the zip file to your desktop. I've already done that, and where you'll need to put it is in your applications directory. So open up Finder and head over to your applications directory, and the file that you extracted from your zip file, put it right here in your applications folder. Now, once you've done that, you double click it to enter into its contents, and you'll see a variety of files with pretty cool little icons. They look like dragons of some sort. And they're designed to conduct a variety of functions. Some resize or take screenshots of videos and produce thumbnails. Others produce ProRes intermediate codec files that make it easy to render. So if you've got a really big file, you'd like to reduce it into a manageable, streamable file that you can edit easily, I'd suggest that you convert it to ProRes, and that'll make your editing in your editor much easier. But for now, we're going to look at one that is set up to do a constant write factor of 21. That'll provide you with a small file size and retaining the best quality possible, just short of doing a two-pass render, and I'll show you how to do that too. So, how do we modify these? Well, what we can do is we can select it, right-click it, copy it, go to our desktop, and edit, go to File, Paste. Now we've got a copy on our desktop. We'll need to get inside this file to have a look at what we need to edit. So if we tell it to open, right, it's going to open the program for us. But what we'd like to do is see what it says inside by showing the package contents. Once we're in there, we can expand out contents, and then we can expand out resources. There's a file in here titled script. We need to open that with a text editor. So if you right click that and tell it to open with, we can say other, and at this point we can browse to all of our applications, and we're going to use text edit to open this up and look at the contents of it. Okay, so now that it's open, up top there's some instructions that tell us basically what we need to do. We don't need to change any of the code in here at all. Really, all we need to do is read these first few lines. And it says that if we name our file FFDROP 1000, it would denote that it's going to render a file with a bit rate of 1000 kilobits. And if we wanted to render in a constant frame rate, we would name it FFDROP CFR 21. Now, you can name it, the higher you go up, the poorer the quality, but smaller the size. The lower the number you go, the higher the quality, but larger the file size. So for this example, we're going to do a two-pass encode. So we'll copy that name. Okay, we can close that. We don't need to do anything else with it other than rename the file. So double click that lightly and then paste in that name that we copied. And let's say we want to render a 1500 kilobit file. That's all we've got to do. And at this point we go back to our applications directory into the FFDROP folder, and here we'll take and copy that and move to our FFDROP folder, and then go edit, paste. Now we've got us a new file in here. Excuse me. FFDROP 1500. Now, to use it, it's real simple. Simply double click it. It'll give you this window. Okay. And I've got a set of test videos over here. One I've already rendered. So let me go ahead and get rid of that. And I'll delete those. Okay. Now, this this is the one we're going to use in its example to render. So let's just drag that on top of the window.
Wand of one.
And you see it talk to you. It gives you an idea that it started. It's going through the 2-pass encode here. And all those files, it's creating a log file so that it knows how to encode the second pass. And we're encoding at 92 frames per second. We're at a quality factor of 33, encoding a 2-pass encode at 15K a second. So you can increase that to about 2400 for 720p footage and get quite a nice
I did
file.
something.
So it's finished. It let us know that it did something. So that's rather humorous. So at this point, here's the file that it's produced. So we went from 53 megs to 6 megs. So if we double click and play this, you'll see that the quality is pretty phenomenal.
That points to an insurance fraud scheme gone terribly wrong.
So the quality is pretty
following
nice.
that story live from our New York newsroom. Right.
John, police say that they knew almost from day one that this was intentional, and now we're starting to learn why. The evidence that they've uncovered. This is a part of the Richmond Hill section of Indianapolis, November 10th of last year. Massive explosion inside a vacant house, killing the couple that lived next door, causing extensive damage to more than 20 other homes.
And remember, all you'll do is you'll just rename these files. If I wanted to encode at, let's say 4000K per second, I would just rename that file to 4000, all right, and then take and put that back in the FFDROP folder by copying it and then pasting it here. At that point, that's all that I needed to do. And here you'll see, if we were to take another copy of that video, let's delete these again, delete the ones we just did, and drag that on top.
Wand of one.
You see it's ready to go, and now it's encoding at that 4000K a second rate, which is going to give us a little bit larger file size, but significantly better quality. So we'll let that march through, and we'll play that one to get an idea of how it looks. But remember, you can head on over to doom9.org. I'll put this link in the description so you'll have easy access to it. And it'll be done in just a second. And we'll have a better look at that in just a minute. Here we're encoding at a higher bit rate, but we're encoding now at a slower frame rate. We're at 60 frames per second.
I did something.
Alright, so it's completed. We can quit out of there. Here's the file that it produced. So this one's 15 megs. I think the other one was about 6. And if we play it,
It points to an insurance fraud scheme.
you can see that the quality is just awesome. Now, in my opinion, the other one was probably just acceptable for a YouTube style video. So you be the judge of it. Alrighty, well, I hope this helps somebody, and if you like the channel, please subscribe, and talk to you later. Bye-bye.